from the CyberHub bunker and studio, you're tuning in to the CyberHub podcast. And now for your host and CISO, James Azar.
All right, everyone. Good morning. It's Wednesday, July 21st, 2021. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're tuning in from, to our global crowd here on the CyberHub podcast for your daily practitioner brief. We have a busy show today. And when I mean busy, I mean busy. I couldn't pick two or three. I ended up at like 6. There's 7 links in the show notes today. There's a lot going on. We're going to talk about all of it. I couldn't take any shortcuts today. So some stories are going to be shorter than others. I'm going to focus on some other ones. Thank you for everyone tuning in this morning. Please make sure to subscribe. Please make sure to follow the CyberHub podcast. Go subscribe on your favorite podcast listening platform. Give us a 5-star rating. We're live right here on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. So good morning to everyone joining us in. Bob, good morning. Good morning to Harshil. Good morning to the awesome John. Good morning to Chris. Thank you for joining us, good sir. Good morning to Anthony. James McQuiggan, thank you so much for joining us. And yes, you are right. It is rapid fire stories today, folks. We have so much to talk about. I don't even know where to begin as I was prepping for today's show. Today's show is brought to you with the support of our friends over at KnowBe4 and Ativo Networks. Please make sure to check them out. You can see more about them in the show notes as well. Go out and if you need any help, check both of them out. So before we do that, though, yes, double espresso. You nailed it, Chris. You know what's coming up, man. My double espresso. This should power me through today. Happy hump day to good old Larry. Thank you for joining us this morning as well, good sir. Here we go, folks. So this story was brought to my attention actually courtesy of Larry yesterday. But here we go. Let's start off with Microsoft shares a workaround for a new Windows 10 Zeroday bug. This bug, which is a zero-day vulnerability, can let attackers gain admin rights on vulnerable systems and execute arbitrary code with system privileges. This is a local elevation of privilege bug dubbed Serious Sam, found in recently released Windows versions, and allows users with low privileges to access sensitive registry database files. It affects Windows 10 versions released since 2018. The security flaw is credited to Jonas Lightguard on Twitter and has yet to receive an official patch, but it's now tracked as CVE 2021 369er 34. So, an elevation of privilege vulnerability exists because of the overly permissive access control list on multiple system files, including the Security Accounts Manager database. There are several workarounds available for this. The first one is to restrict access to the contents of Windows, so the Windows Directory System 32 config, or to delete volume shadow copy services, the VSS shadow copies, and then create a new restore point if desired. That will also work. Coffee cup cheers to you, buddy. Good morning to Chris joining us as well, and good morning to I'm sorry, I am going to butcher your name, so I'm just going to say good morning, y'all. Good morning, good sir. We'll get to our next story today. Adobe yesterday, Patch Tuesday for Adobe. 21 different vulnerabilities across 7 different Adobe products. Make sure your auto update is available on all your Adobe products. 15 of the flaws have been assigned a critical severity rating. This affects both Windows and Mac OS systems, so you want to get these patches done. Adobe Media Encoder for Windows and Mac OS has several critical arbitrary code execution flaws and several for Photoshop and Adobe Prelude. So please make sure you get your Adobe systems patched today. If you haven't done it yesterday, get it done today. Here's the deal, folks. If you don't get these patched today, there's already people scanning for these vulnerabilities, and they're going to take advantage of it. It takes just a minute. Get your Adobe network, Adobe privileges stuff ready to go. Here we go. A 16-year-old bug in the printer software is giving criminals a backdoor. So the 16-year-old security vulnerability that's been found in HP, Xerox, and Samsung printers drivers allows attackers to gain admin rights on systems using the vulnerable driver software. This is a high severity security vulnerability that's been around for 16 years, folks. According to a report from SentinelOne, the security flaw tracked as CVE 2021-3438 as a buffer overflow in the sport.sys driver for specific printer models that could lead to a local escalation of user privileges. Here's where this is a risk, and here's why I brought this story up. Because you go, who uses a 16-year-old printer? We don't know. And with hybrid, with people working from home today, we don't know everyone's inventory. Very few security teams knows every user's devices at home. We know what we've sent you, or we know what we've configured for you, but I don't know anything else. So they could have this. Something that's really important as a practitioner, get an inventory of your users, especially in the hybrid workplace where people are working from home and we have less control over those environments. This is how we help eliminate some of these significant threats. There are patches available for this, so please make sure you get your folks patching this immediately. We'll move to another big story. So after Colonial, the Department of Homeland Security announced new requirements for U.S. pipeline operators to bolster cybersecurity following the Colonial Pipeline attack. In the statement, by the way, so here's something very interesting about this. And some of you guys are going to raise your eyebrows here in just a moment. So you know the guys that do a half-assed job when you're going through airport security? Apparently, they've been put in charge of securing our pipelines. Not CISA, but TSA. Yep, those awesome people in blue shirts at the airport that tell you, take your belts off, your shoes off, take all laptops, all of that good stuff. Those good folks apparently are the ones in charge of securing our pipeline. Your shock emoji now. Here's what the directive talks about. The Homeland Security, Alejandro Mayorkas, essentially says that now they're putting together some requirements for critical pipelines. They're trying to build a private-public relationship, and part of it also involves putting some safeguards in place. So they are going to put some safeguards in place, and the people who are in charge of ensuring that these safeguards are in place is TSA. We have CISA. We've established CISA. You know what they stand for? In the name is infrastructure. Pipelines happen to be infrastructure. So why does this go to TSA? Why do our adversaries continue to get success over the U.S.'s critical infrastructure? Is because we bring 7 different federal agencies to this one. Maybe I misunderstood this. I saw it this morning. I was like, TSA, of all people, TSA, we have CISA. Infrastructure is in their name. Pipelines is infrastructure. That's in the name. Try to make sense of it all. I can't. All right. So they've got 30 days to build together and follow these directives, which is the first one, by the way, is report confirmed and potential cybersecurity incidents to CISA. So see, they're reporting to CISA, but TSA is doing the directive. Designate a cybersecurity coordinator to be available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Review current practices and identify any gaps in related remediation measures to address cyber-related risks, and report the results to TSA and CISA within 30 days. And we wonder why there's confusion in the private sector. There you go, folks. Here's another great example of that. This should be CISA all the way through. Chris says TSA should be a stakeholder only. Yeah, I think TSA should be kind of watching, in the shadows of this one, or being part of a. I know that TSA is more in charge of the transportation aspect of the pipeline, but not the actual operations of it. So, I'm curious about this one, but I don't want to debate the merits of the TSA. If you are in the pipeline industry, you now have a new directive, and you've got 30 days to really comply with it. So, good luck to you there. We'll continue with the NSO story that's broke over the weekend and continues to kind of gain steam by different leaks that have been coming through. Now, French President Emmanuel Macron leads a list of 14 current or former heads of state who may have been targeted by clients, again, of NSO Group. Clients, not NSO Group itself, clients of NSO Group. So again, this is a hit job on NSO. No one can convince me otherwise at this point. This is Amnesty and what's it called, Citizen Lab, just having a field day with this one. So 50,000 phone numbers were leaked to Amnesty, and includes several heads of states and so forth. This is no different than when Edward Snowden leaked a lot of the NSA stuff over there. It showed that the NSA was spying on, at the time, German Chancellor Merkel, who's still the German Chancellor. At the time, it wasn't Macron, but it was Jacques Chirac, I believe, in France, and so many others. So all of this is not really news. Amazon allegedly shut down these NSO accounts, but they only shut down specific apps that were part of that operation. They didn't shut down the whole ecosystem for NSO, but and DigitalOcean's also, they're kind of going after trying to cancel NSO essentially. On the list of phone numbers is Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Morocco, and Rwanda, as well as several royal family members. Ask yourself a question. Someone bought this, someone's using it against those countries. It's a geopolitical play, and someone's trying to get NSO to kind of take advantage of that. NSO Group has denied that it ever maintained a list of potential past or existing targets. It called the Forbidden Stories report full of wrong assumptions and uncorroborated theories. The leak and its authentication has not been disclosed. So we don't know that actually what's going on here is even true, because we haven't seen that to be the case yet. So keep that in mind. And our final story of the day here before we wrap up on this busy Wednesday is a nasty Linux systemd security bug has been revealed. So systemd, the Linux system and service manager that replaced init as the master Linux startup and control program, now has a critical flaw, something very, very bad, according to Qualys, who discovered the new systemd security bug. And according to Qualys senior manager Bharat Jugi, he's the senior manager of vulnerabilities and signatures, wrote, given the breadth of the attack surface for this vulnerability, Qualys recommends user apply patches for this vulnerability immediately. It works by enabling attackers to misuse the all local function in a way that would result in memory corruption. This in turn allows an attacker to crash systemd and hence the entire operating system, practically speaking. This can be done by a local attacker mounting a file system on a very long path. This causes too much memory space to be used in the systemd stack, which results in a system crash. The good news is that the Red Hat product security and systemd developers have immediately patched the hole. There's no remedy to the problem. Just make sure you get it patched and you are all set. So yeah, Linux has bugs. Unfortunately, Linux does have bugs. My good friend McQuiggan, it sure does. Tonight, 8 p.m., Tech Town Square, myself and Eddie, we're going to be talking about shadow banning. We've got some big announcements for the show coming up. If you have not tuned into the Tech Town Square is weekly 8 p.m. We go right here on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitch for about an hour. Then we move to Clubhouse, backstage, where everyone kind of comes in the room and joins us. Tonight, as a very, very big announcement, our topic will be shadow banning. For those that have been part of the show, for those that have been part of the show, know that we've been shadow banned for the last few weeks. Midway through stream, some of you guys have actually written us and said the stream all of a sudden abruptly stops and so forth. We've confirmed some of this. So tonight we'll be talking about that. Then we'll be moving to Clubhouse, and we've got a big announcement tonight at 8 p.m. So you want to tune in to the show tonight. You don't want to miss it. A very, very big announcement that Eddie and I are going to have. We'll be giving you tomorrow. The Other Side of Cyber, 7:30 a.m. on Clubhouse. If you're on Clubhouse, go look up the Other Side of Cyber room, look up the CISO Talk room, and subscribe to both of those. Become a member. It's free. but you get to join us in those conversations. And then I'll be back again tomorrow to wrap up this week right here at 9 a.m. Eastern with the latest. Today was a busy day, so go patch your systems, identify your vulnerabilities, and get it done. David says, looking forward to the Tech Town Square tonight. Yes, it is going to be epic tonight. I promise you that, David. You guys want to be there with us, 8 p.m. right here. Make sure to clear your calendars tonight. You don't want to miss it. Folks, I'll be back tomorrow with a lot more for the Practitioner Brief. We'll wrap up this very, very busy week as we head into the month of August. Just one more week left in July. So till then, thank you so much, everyone, for being part of the show today, for all your comments, everyone watching us right here live. Please make sure to subscribe, follow the CyberHub podcast page on LinkedIn, go subscribe to our YouTube channel, and find us on your favorite podcast listening platform. Tomorrow, I've got a brand new CISO talk dropping. You don't want to miss it. We're going to be talking Active Directory tomorrow, so make sure you tune in to that. Until then, thank you so much, folks. Drink your coffees, get loaded. It's going to be a busy week, folks, but it's hump day. We can smell Friday. Till then, cheers and stay cyber safe.
We love feedback, so make sure to connect with us on social media and subscribe to our podcast on your favorite podcast listening platform.